at this stage in the game because scoring 33 only gonna get you so far if you're giving up 33. So
Yeah, this is very true. You can't stand straight up on the defensive end. I don't know that I remember him like sitting down at any point,
no,
and people are gonna walk around you a lot of times if you just gonna stand straight up. At some point, you might as well just say, "Hey man, Gafford, just get my back, bro," because he's
right,
coming for you.
yeah, exactly. Um, Last but not least, Brown or Tatum, who team is it?
Who's asking this question?
I am. Who do you believe the team? Who you believe the leader of the team is? Because I think for a while everybody thought it was Tatum, and just based on play and publicity and the way things have in Boston media has shaken out, it kind of seemed like it's supposed to be Tatum's team. But this year, clearly Brown was the leader. Um, it seems like on and off the court, but definitely on the court, he seemed like he carried the team through the playoffs. He was the most consistent player, night in and night out on both ends of the floor. And Tatum was kind of a roller coaster. So is the narrative kind of switching towards it being Brown's team, or do we still view
No,
this as Tatum's team, especially with Brown winning the
I
Finals MVP?
I think their dynamic has always been this, and I just think that we romanticize scoring so much that we don't pay attention to all the other stuff. Like so, I think that Jaylen Brown has always been the vocal leader of the team, and we just we know that Tatum can get buckets. Right, we know that Tatum's putting up 27 a game, so that's what we want to see. And I mean, even like last week on the show when I was on, like I even had to correct myself because I'm like, first I was like, yo, Tatum's having a bad series. Like, no, he's not having a bad series. Actually, he's doing the other things. The other things that we ain't paying attention to that because we romanticize scoring so much. I mean, technically, he outscored Brown in the finals. He had more rebounds. He had more assists. So he did everything. And there was an interview I saw him, and it might have been like right after the game, or right maybe even before the game, where they even he himself said like I was trying too hard to be Jayson Tatum, meaning I was basically trying to put the ball in the basket every time, as opposed to doing the other things that make my team better. So I absolutely hate this question, by the way, because I've seen it at other places. And I'm like, I don't think that it's ever been, hey, this is his team or his team. We just think of, oh, well, he's the All NBA first team player. Technically, even though I think Jaylen Brown should have at least made a third team, he didn't make it.
Which
But
I think is crazy.
how many times has there been a leader on a team who wasn't the scorer? Like you have an older veteran who made Udonis Haslam was that guy in Miami for a long time, and he was nowhere near the best player. So like you can have a leader, and I guess I'm looking at leader differently than what most people are because I mean,
Well, I'm not. I don't think this question pertains to leader. I guess kinda in a way, but like when you think about Boston, are you thinking about what's the first name between them two to come to mind? Are you thinking Jaylen Brown or are you thinking Tatum? And I think most people think Tatum.
and again that's because Tatum scores the most points, I
Okay.
think, and I think that's what people gravitate towards. So you're like,
Yeah.
oh, because it was just a year ago, people was talking about Jaylen Brown couldn't go left,
Yeah.
like literally 365 days ago,
And talking about he wasn't worth his contract and possibly moving him.
was
Like,
getting completely destroyed just a year ago, and all of a sudden, just in a year, now he's taking over the team. I don't know that I'm buying that. I think that their dynamic has always been this. Like,
yeah, I agree.
I don't think that they care outside. And if I'm saying like who I think the team belongs to, well, then look, this is the most 1A1B thing I've ever seen because they ain't gonna get rid of neither one of them. They're
No.
set up to have both of them for at the very least the next 3 to 4 years.
Yeah.
So,
So Tatum's agent after the press conference was talking about bring the contract in because now with the new CBA they can agree to terms right after the finals. Now you can officially start talking uh, uh, about player contracts. You can't sign anything or make anything official, but you can agree to terms now, right after the final. So his agent was like, "Look, bring the extension into the locker room. We'll sign it right now." Um, so like you said, I don't think either one of them's going nowhere, and I don't think neither one of them care. I think winning this championship was the most important thing to them, especially with them being close so many times over the past 5, 6 years, almost. I think that's the most important thing, and I don't think Tatum cares that Brown won the Finals MVP, and vice versa. Like,
Only people who use individual accolades to boost up people care about that. I'm actually, if I had a vote, I would have voted for Brown too. Uh,
yeah,
and
absolutely,
this is like why I'm not the just straight up numbers guy, right? Because again, if you look at the numbers, other than shooting percentage, Tatum's averages were higher. Shooting
yeah,
percentage,
and
I think Brown
steals.
had
That's it.
more steals, yeah.
Yeah,
But
I'm
if you
looking at it right now.
actually
Yeah, that's it.